Hear me good?
Yep.
All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we got DJ EFN on the check-in. Drink Champs, Fatherhood's podcast, and all of that good stuff. What's up, my brother? Tell the people what's going on with you.
Going on, man. None over here, man. Quarantine champs. Had to step out the crib. Family, going in for the night and stuff. But just wanted to check in with you, man. Everything's good though over here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that, man. All is well, man. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Yo, let's get right into it. Anyway, so what the people want to know, like, what's the acronymization of EFN? Like, give me a little story.
That's straight up. I mean, it's easy. That's my government name. In 90, I'd say 92, 93, when I got my turntables and I was gonna really try to be a DJ, like legitimately. I wanted to really get into it. My first couple of DJ names, was like old school style. Like my first one was E-Funk, then Funk E, and then I was just like, I don't know, man. I just didn't really ring too well, so I was just like, let me just make it simple, man. Let me just make it my government name, my initials, EFN. That's my government name.
Oh, so yeah, it's basically a acronym then. It's like
Yeah. It's Eric Fernando Narciandi.
woo. That's fire though. But yo, listen, you a DJ like when I speak to most DJs, everybody's a DJ nowadays. Like,
Yeah, everybody's a motherfucking DJ.
where give me a little storyline on EFN, like as a DJ, real quick.
I mean, as a DJ, just as a fan of the culture and as a fan of DJ culture in general, before I could afford turntables, because I was a broke kid, I couldn't afford turntables. I was taking 2 double tape decks and making pause tapes. And you could like do a bunch of shit with the cassettes that way and manipulate the music, and that's how I started doing mixtapes. And then I got my first DJ like setup from the back of the Source magazine, the DJ starter kit. This is like 92, 93. And then I got my Technique turntables a couple years later after that, and I started doing mixtapes, started DJing in clubs.
Fire.
I was DJing like in all the clubs in South Beach out here in Miami. In Miami, we would do our own parties. We would do like a lot of the clubs didn't really fuck with hip hop early on, so stuff. Just mixtape.
A song, like like an artist. If an artist send you a record or whatever, how long does it take for you to know off the rip if it's a hit or not? Like how long does it take for you to know?
I mean, I usually could tell pretty quickly if it's a hit or not, but being that I kind of stepped away from like actively doing a lot of DJ stuff in terms of making a living DJing, like now I DJ as a hobby, as just something I love to do on the side, because all my other hustles that I generate revenue from are outside of DJing. I kind of like I just listen to stuff, and I could tell rather quickly if it's a hit or not. But I don't really like I don't go out there and push records for folks no more. It's not my business anymore.
Right. So you basically like you hopped into the media side of things more so.
Right.
Right. So tell we know you more familiar with people are more familiar with Nori in most cases. So
Right.
this is why I'm trying to I reached out to you, because I'm like, I want my audience to know about DJ EFN. If y'all don't know, this is the co-host of Drink Champs. And how did y'all come about creating Drink Champs? Like, it's a little quick.
I mean, Drink Champs was years in the making. But the short story is Nori was working. He moved to Miami. He moved to my area in Miami. He worked out of my studio. This is like after he like the reggaeton stint that he did, and I would say like somewhere in the mid to late 2010s, around that period. And he was working out of my studio, and we were just working every day in the studio, and we would gamble in that motherfucker. There was all kinds of shit going on in that studio. And we was drinkers, and he smoked and drank, and we had this thing that we would say to people like, "You ain't a drink champ." That was like our thing, and I just thought that was dope. And besides that, we had a show on Sirius XM in that time period that ran for like 3 years. That if you go back and you check the archives, it looks and sounds just like Drink Champs. So fast forward, we stopped doing that. He went on tour with CNN. They put out a new album, and then I went on tour with this group that I managed called Mayday that was signed to Tech Nine's record label, Strange
Ooh,
Music.
fire.
And so we was both busy, but then I wanted to try to figure out a way we could do a show like that, but without the pressure of trying to like every week turning in something and blah 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 and how long it had to be. And then my people was telling me about doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And again, to make a long story short, because it is a long ass story. It took
Mm-hmm.
several years to convince Nori to do it. He wasn't really up on podcasting. A lot of people in hip hop weren't up on podcasting.
Right, right.
It wasn't a thing. And so when finally he got on board, I had already gotten the Drink Champs name. Like I had held it down because I loved that name so much.
Fire,
I
fire.
had the .com, I had the Twitter, I had the IG already.
Woo.
I had my boy making the logo who did the artwork for Eminem album, who's from out here from Carroll City. Like I was ready, and I mean I am like that's my thing is drinking. I'm not a smoker, so I was like, I'm a
Oh,
motherfucking
word?
drink champ. Yeah. So I'm a drinker. I'm not really a smoker, but all my people smoke around me, but I don't. And so I was just like, yo, man, let's just call it Drink Champs. And Nori's the type of dude that when he's ready to do something, he's just like, all right, let's go. So he just said, fuck it, all right, let's cool. Let's call it Drink Champs. Let's run with it. Let's go. And then we got a deal with CBS, and the rest is history.
Fire, fire. That is dope. That is dope. All right, so did y'all ever tell this story anywhere?
Yeah, no, we've told the story a couple times. I mean, it's been a while since we've kind of said it officially, on a media platform. But early on when we started, we told the story on the Breakfast Club a little bit. We told the story
Okay.
with Who Kid and a couple different folks, Rap
Okay.
Radar. But yeah, that's basically the story. Man. I mean, like I told you, it's a long story. Like we want to
Right.
make a documentary about it.
Y'all should, man.
Yeah, because there's all of Nori's life story, which is fucking amazing, and he comes into this a legend.
Right.
And then my whole thing is, I'm representing the DJs and the street team guys and the guys that are behind these artists that don't get as much shine. That's
Right.
what I represent, and I'm proud of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I'm people are witness to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people tend to get the notion that, all right, I made it. That's
right.
it. Like, I'm good. I'm good. They don't understand that helping somebody gives you good karma. And
of course,
you know what I'm saying? That shit helps you move along, whether you want to believe the shit or not.
Nah, I believe that shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Definitely, man, we gonna chop it up some more, man. I could go all night. Pause. I could talk with you all night, bro. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I want the people to grasp that right there. Y'all hold that. And I definitely want to say I appreciate you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, man. For sure. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
I reached out to him. It was no problem. Like, definitely. I want y'all to understand that. It was no issues in doing this. Like, anybody could have still act Hollywood, but he still reached out to me. And that's all love, bro.
Just real quick, just so you understand, like, I come from the mixtape side of things and the street team shit, and my whole thing was like, when I went up to an artist and I stepped to people and I was like, yo, let me get a drop or let me get a freestyle or whatever. Don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I was a little bit more brolic with it, but
yeah.
But still, I look back and I'm like, yo, I'm just some dude from Miami, this Cuban kid from Miami. And, the things that I've been able to do and the people I've been able to work with, like, I appreciate that so much. And I love the culture so much that I always try to give back as much as I can the way that those artists that I just met in the streets who showed me love,
Facts, man. That's love, bro. That's how you push the culture forward. People always talk about do it for the culture. That's how you push the culture forward. Right there. That's the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen. Active Talk Radio Show. Yo, E, man, we gonna get up, man. Appreciate you. You family now. You family now here. You heard?
My brother, hit me anytime.
Salute.
Salute. Peace, brother.
Active Talk Radio Show. You know the vibes.